This is Remix Report with your hosts, DJ JD and DJ J Spring.
Today's video brought to you by YourDJLogo.com. Get your new DJ logo today.
What's up, everyone? It's another weekend recap from Remix Report. I'm DJ JD.
I'm DJ J Spring, and the highlight of our weekend is big news from Scorpion Bar. This is what we've all been waiting for. We're now allowed to sneak in some open format into our rock sets.
Some top 40.
Yes.
Some pop.
No hip
songs
hop.
people like.
No hip hop. So we're not going to be able to play like Hypnotize or anything like that.
No Wiz Khalifa.
No Wiz, and especially
no Lil Weezy.
Especially no Waka Flocka.
Definitely not. No
But
Gucci.
This is still good news.
Very good news. We
Because
can play
now
Katy Perry.
Play Katy Perry. We could play
Lady Gaga.
Party Rock Anthem.
Chris Brown.
Black Eyed Peas.
Amazing.
That's the kind of stuff that they're going for. Although we might sneak in a little something extra.
You never know.
It's supposed to be 80-20 now. 80% rock, 20% good stuff. It's kind of tricky though, fitting it in and making it work. Like me and JD were talking, You can't play Party Rock Anthem and then go into Chop Suey afterwards. That's just too weird. So JD said we're trying to figure out some good transition tracks to go back and forth. It's not that easy.
Yeah, I mean, some of the Anthem Kings Dutch rock remixes are good kind of transition pieces because they go from house and rock together. You can kind of use those to go back and forth. But it is definitely weird, to go from like Party Rock Anthem or even something a little more poppy, like, I don't know, Teenage Dream or something like that, back into like Shook Me All Night Long.
Yeah, very weird.
It can be a little odd. But when I was doing this, doing Scorpion Bar on Thursday, working some of those in definitely helped keep the dance floor active. Whenever, after playing a couple rock songs in a row, you'd see some people kind of start falling off, going back to the bar, which is fine because it helps bar out. But you throw in one of these tracks and dance floor fills up pretty quick. So
it's kind of funny because I was just watching the dance floor. I'm used to, I would look at the dance floor back when it was all rock, and there's a lot of times where you just look and the dance floor would be packed, but no one's really dancing. Everyone's just kind of standing there, almost like it's a college bar.
Yeah.
And when you start playing Party Rock Anthem, stuff that people genuinely are excited to hear and that they just like at the moment, they're really actually dancing, moving, singing. It's just a totally different atmosphere. And then we go back to rock and they just kind of be standing there. It almost reminds me of, have you ever done this when you're playing for a smaller crowd that's more top 40, and then like a Dutch part to a song will come on and they don't leave the dance floor. They just kind of, they're still like dancing, but they don't really know what's going on.
What is this?
And they're just kind of like
noise.
They just kind of go through the motions, and then the Britney part will come back on and they'll start singing and dancing again. And that's kind of what it reminds me of when you go back and forth from the rock to the top 40. When the rock comes, they just like go through the motions.
Yeah.
But it's good that we can switch it up now, and hopefully that'll help us keep people more into it, at least for a little while.
Yeah, I think it's definitely working. Let's see, we also have our new CD we just released.
New CD is out. We're going to have to do our first blog post from our team point of view. We'll tell you guys how we made this CD. That should be coming up in a couple days. And because I know a lot of people always ask, how do you go about making a CD? So we'll take you through the process a little bit, not too in depth, but just some of our thoughts and how we got there.
Yeah. Let's see. Also on CDs, you said you just heard about a Connecticut mixtape DJ, Big Mike.
Yes, this happened actually a few months ago, I think in June, but I actually just heard the news. Some of you guys, most of you guys probably should know who Big Mike is. He was probably one of the, I was going to say top 5, maybe even top 2 or 3 mixtape DJs, hip-hop mixtape DJs in the last 5-7 years or so, maybe even longer. He's been around for a while now. From Connecticut, as JD said, and he actually got arrested. I saw this, this was one of the other news stories when I was at a hip-hop site, and I clicked on that right away. For doing the mixtapes, he was arrested, kind of like DJ Drama. This was a pretty in-depth story. about what happened. I think the RIAA had been following him for a while, and they followed him into the post office, into UPS. They would follow him into places where he was selling his CDs. They would wait for him to leave, then they would go in and they would buy a CD just to have it on record that they were for sale. So they followed him for a while, and it actually, the story hit me a little bit just because I actually used to go to Waterbury, probably in the same house, I think that might have been listed in the story. That's where I got all my CDs burned back when I used to do the hip-hop mixtapes. And I used to watch the kids. I think it was his brother, who was part of the story. He would actually burn my CDs. I remember they had like towers, and they would just go take the CDs out of the towers, put them into the little thing that does the laser writing. It was all really fast, and they would just knock them out really quick. And I remember those kids, I used to hear stories in the burn labs. They would just do overnight sessions, and they would just spend just nights there knocking out CDs. They used to do them for all the big hip-hop DJs. Connecticut was like the capital of that, making the CDs. So that story kind of hit me a little, that I used to, I mean, I could have, if they were doing this investigation back then, they would have saw me like just walk in and out of the building, which would kind of made me think, huh? Yeah. And the other funny thing about the story was that they, I guess supposedly they were using a ESPN, they had a shipping code for UPS that I guess they interviewed one of the ESPN guys, and he said that the code had made its way into the DJ circles, and all the DJs were using this ESPN code, which I've heard some other people, and I've actually seen other people use different companies' codes to ship stuff. And I guess the thought is that they won't get noticed because they're such high volume companies, but they ended up finding out because of this investigation. So I'm not sure what happened with that, but
probably spent a lot of money on that code.
They, I remember it said Big Mike was probably making about $30,000 a month off his mix CDs, and I think during the course of the investigation they said it was like $500,000 or $600,000 that they thought he made. So, I mean, one of the bigger mixtape DJs in the game. I don't actually personally know Big Mike. I think I talked to him once, but it seems like everything's, I'm sure, is settled by now. He's still on Twitter and everything. So, as a DJ, I mean, it's glad to see that he's seems to be doing okay now. I'm not sure how they settled it. Maybe I'll try to find out, because I mean, as DJs, we all have a vested interest in this. So, I'll try to get some more on the story.
Definitely interesting. Some other more recent DJ news, the new version of Serato 2.3 came out a couple weeks ago. I don't know who's been using it, but the best new feature I think they added is being able to label your cue points. You can actually double click on the time marker of a cue point and type in a little keyword or something, so you can kind of label where that cue point is, maybe a word that's in that part of the song or something. So I think that's pretty cool. That's little
pretty
feature.
Cool.
So
also this Saturday, Aunt Joni's birthday is coming up this Saturday. JD has the schedule open, I just saw that. So everybody make sure to wish Aunt Joni a happy birthday.
Nikki's Aunt Joni.
Oh, it's Nikki's Aunt Joni, okay.
Just so you know.
Yeah. So anyway, look for that blog post coming up on our CD. We're going to do that very soon. And I guess that's all you guys have to look forward to. I don't know what else we have coming up. I'm sure we have other stuff.
It's pretty chill week.
It was a pretty chill week. So let us know how your weekend was. Let us know what you think about this whole thing with Big Mike and just the mixtape DJs in general. If anybody has any info, maybe let us know.
Yeah, let us know in the comments.
Or email us, remixreport@gmail.com.
remixreport.com